Every month, we pick one lucky commenter and subscriber from all of our unboxings and they win a £100 OnTableTop gift card. And remember to click that little bell because that really helps us out.
Hi everybody, it's Justin from OnTableTop. I'm joined by Gerry, and today, Gerry, we have something in from AEG. What is this?
We have Scorpius, the game of exciting freighters.
All right, so
it's like Euro Truck Simulator in space.
Oh, come on, really?
No, it's not like Euro Truck Simulator in space. So,
I have walked out on Ben for a Kickstarter like that.
Well, you should. It has a little bit of a setup at the start, a little bit of a storyline where it is the future. The government controls everything. The government controls food. The government controls wages. The government is great. The government is best. And this is sort of like the crew of the Firefly, on that you're smugglers. You know, for various reasons, nefarious or otherwise, you don't quite want the government to succeed, and so you're moving around. You're trying to do contracts, side quests, not quests, side deals, moving stuff back and forth to get to a point where you're disrupting the government, and therefore you win. However, while you're moving around, pretending to be a regular sort of freighter pilot with your crew. As you'll see in the game, you get a chance to be sort of stopped by customs essentially every now and again. They'll come on and you get little trackers added to your ship, which means the game has a finite amount of time, but you don't know when it's going to happen because it comes via the landing on the places on the board. Oh, I see. So it starts to tack up that way, but it's got some interesting mechanics in it. Okay,
well let's start having a look at some of the components. So first thing you're always going to get in a game like this is your rulebook, which is going to lay out everything you need to know of how to play, how to lay out your game board, some of the different situations and scenarios that are going to happen during the game. And there's some gorgeous artwork in here.
There's some really nice stuff, cool. And you'll see when you get in there that your crew is represented, and the crew itself can be pre-selected. Or you can use it as a draft. And I think playing as a draft is a much more interesting way to do it.
Right, next up we get all of our different tiles and tokens that we're going to need for the game.
And as you can see, you've got things like the blue pieces or the blue edged tokens are ways to upgrade your ship, which you can do during the game. You've got the long contracts, which are worth more but take longer to complete. And then you've got the side deals, which are smaller and faster sort of hits if you want to go that way. And then there's various different types of those.
And these are double-sided, Okay. Next layer down, so we've got more contracts, more side deals.
So
and then what are these?
So the security vaults and hidden compartments are just two more of the ways you can earn reputation when you're playing the game. So essentially, it's cash and storage. So as you're moving stuff, it doesn't have to necessarily be illegal. It just might not be 100% legal. That's all.
I see. And then what are these ones?
Some of them are upgrades for your actual crewmen. So that helps when you're working inside your ship or upgrading your ship.
And then the Scorpion towel, is it anything particular?
It could well be. That's the initiative tracker. So it just tells you who's currently in charge.
I see. And then the last tokens here, we've got pink or purplish bordered ones?
There are just 4 different types of resources that you're collecting during the game. So it's the pink flavored resource. So orange is currency, for example, and that type of thing. You know, it doesn't, colors notwithstanding, it's just a way of marking your resources.
I see. Well, let's have a quick look at our main game board. So it's divided up. I assume, is this for different players along the bottom edge here? So you've got different things will pop into different places depending on whether it's like a ship upgrade, side deals, contracts. Oh, I see. So each of those is like its own little...
So your side deals here, for example, will get drawn out randomly, so you can then bring your ship in on this. So each sort of planet is a circuit, and depending on whether you want to upgrade a ship or look for side deals or look for contracts, you'll go to a different area, and it will tell you when you land on it that you're more likely to get a bit of ship upgrade, say here, is more likely on this one.
I see.
Whereas one of the others may be more likely to give you contracts and side quests over here. So you choose as you're moving along what way you're going to go. Okay. Now sometimes you can find that you want to hand in a contract which is very lucrative for you, and somebody's already sitting on the contract and you can't move into there.
I see.
And then by the time they leave, you're already past it, and it could be a while for you going back, so you don't always automatically get to do what you want to do. Sometimes all the berths are full on the space station, and you just get left to your own devices.
Right.
So before you put the board away, though, I will throw out this.
Okay.
This is the actual ship tracker. So as you can see, it's got 6 little loading bays in the back.
Yeah.
Those aren't for the resources that you pick up for yourself, although as you can see there are little cubelets of the various colours. What they are is whenever you pass one of the sort of the government ships or a checkpoint, they'll load one into the back of you. When all 6 are full on any one of the ship, that's the game over, and you work out who's won. So as you're moving, these are essentially counting you down.
I see.
So you might be quite lucky and only have 1 or 2 in there, but somebody else playing may end up getting all 6. That stops the game. So you can't rely on you avoiding being pulled over by the fuzz, so to speak. You've got to move on with your own game and just let nature take care of itself.
I see. And I'm guessing there are probably advantages to actually trying to force a game end at some point if you're ahead?
If you're ahead and you can, great, go for it.
Yeah.
Next thing we'll have a look at are the actual ships themselves. So each ship is quite nicely laid out. It gives you a turn tracker and what actions you can take on this side. If you have any contracts, they're on the right hand side. So you would just so that long contract tile would slot in there.
I see.
Your side deals and contacts slot, so everything sort of slots in.
Yeah.
And then these places are for when you're building your actual ship. So as you're upgrading and you're going for more cockpit space or robotic arm to help you load, you can plug them into this. And then at the bottom you have your 4 spaces for your 4 crew members.
I see. And then this is double-sided, yeah?
Yeah, so the first side is the basic side. The second side is more interesting because there are certain bits that are locked off and a certain cockpit already built in that has different advantages. So you would automatically get this cockpit, but these parts are taken away from you, and each ship is different in that respect. Really? So this one here, if I can avoid knocking everything
so the
flying.
Access denied spots are different, and the cockpit's
different. Yeah, and this, I think, again, if you play through the basic game on the other side first, but then after that just go nuts, because having the more restricted build is more interesting, and then drafting your crew is more interesting because it opens up how it plays and makes you think a bit more about it.
Yeah, and I'm seeing both the basic ones have the exact same cockpit.
They're just completely open with a very basic
And is there anything that changes whenever you actually lay stuff next to each other? Is there anything like gating and things having bonuses for being beside each other?
I don't think there's anything for being beside each other, but where you're putting the stuff in changes. Then this is the actual crew. So your crews have different abilities available to them. They cost different credits, so the orange currency to come in to recruit. And it tells you also any special abilities. Now, this sort of grainy, like you're looking through a still image on a camera or a paused video camera, if you flip them over, they've got their upgraded version. So when you've paid that upgrade, you get their epic elite version, whatever you want, who've got better abilities. So they stay where they are, but they just flip over, and all of a sudden you get something exciting and new.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like the look of this guy. And then you've got a great mix of crew in here.
Yeah, and this is why I think the draft part of this game is the most interesting part, because you've got 4 different ships, double-sided, so essentially 8 variants of ship.
Yeah.
But then you have a massive crew to choose from, and if you are playing it as a draft and deciding how you're going to rock these people out, it can be a lot of fun trying to cripple your opponent, especially if you're an opponent who you're playing regularly, who you know plays in a certain way.
Yeah.
If you can start to stifle him by taking some of his crew away from him, that's always good fun.
Yeah, I like that idea. It also gives you the chance to build what's essentially your dream team for your crew.
Yeah, assuming somebody doesn't take Doreen away from you early on. But yeah.
Oh, this one has me really curious. I'm very, very curious to see how it actually plays whenever you have 3 people. How many does it play total? 4?
It plays 4 in total. And the game between 2 people is a bit different from 3 or 4 people because it doesn't have as many of the interrupts and blocking points as having multiple people, so it becomes a much more tactical challenge between two people to try and sort those things out.
Cool. All right, well, I'll tell you what, everybody, drop your comments in below. Tell us what you think of this game. Have you had a chance to play it? Is it on your wish list? Gerry, anything left to add?
No, that's me.
All right, well, get your comments in. We'll move on. See you again soon.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.